Siki. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bola Makinde. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the sidelines of the ongoing 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, United States, wooed American businessmen to feel free and safe to invest in the Nigerian economy. Speaking at the Nigeria-U.S. Executive Business Roundtable, the president assured prospective investors that while he recognized that investment capital was cowardly, he intentionally brought successful Nigerian industrialists and public officials to share their experiences and operational plans, respectively, with their American counterparts. Speaking at the Nigeria-U.S. Executive Business Roundtable, the president listed measures he had already taken to boost the confidence of the global investment community in Nigeria, which include forming the fiscal, monetary, regulatory, and tax policy environment. The Lagos State Police Command has said it dispersed sympathizers who gathered to mourn the death of late singer Ireoluwa Aloba, also known as Mohbad, at the Lekki toll gate to forestall the recurrence of the EndSARS saga. This was contained in a statement signed by the Lagos Police Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Hundeyin, and made available on the verified page of the Lagos State Police X page on Friday. According to the statement, there was an agreement between the police and the organizers of the procession not to use the Lekki toll gate as a point of gathering, which was adhered to during the procession, but some persons later violated by gathering there. Hundeyin noted that efforts made to persuade the sympathizers who gathered at the Lekki toll gate by the police and the organizers did not yield any results, which forced the police to disperse them with tear gas to protect lives and property within the area. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, Nyesom Wike, has sworn into office the Secretary of Economic Planning, Revenue Generation, and Public-Private Partnership of the administration, Charles Elechi, and others. Wike urged the new appointee to discharge his duties with a sense of urgency, dedication, and selflessness. Before his appointment, Elechi, who is a lawyer and a two-term commissioner for agriculture as well as transport in Abia State. He also served as special advisor to a former governor in the state in 2015. The Governorship Elections Petition Tribunal, sitting in Jos, north-central Nigeria, has upheld the election of Governor Caleb Mutfwang of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The three-member panel, in its judgment delivered Friday, unanimously held that the petitioner failed in its petition because it lacked merit. Justice Sunday Olorundaosi read the judgment and dismissed all three counts canvassed by the petitioner and governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC, Netwawe Yildata. On March 20th, the INEC returning officer in the state, Professor Idris Amali, announced Mutfwang as the winner, having scored 525,299 votes, while Itswada polled 481,370 votes. Peter Mba, Enugu State Governor, has described the judgment of the tribunal, which affirmed his election, as a victory for democracy. Peter Mba, Governor of Enugu, says the judgment of the tribunal, which affirmed his election, as a victory for democracy. In a judgment delivered Thursday, the tribunal dismissed two different petitions filed by Chijioke Edoga, candidate of the Labour Party, and reacting to the verdict, Mba said it was a victory for people of Enugu State. Meanwhile, the Labour Party and its candidate have rejected the judgment of the Election Petition Tribunal, which dismissed their petitions for lack of merit. The Enugu State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal dismissed the petition filed by the LP and its candidate Chijioke Edoga to challenge the victory of Governor Peter Mba of the People's Democratic Party in the March 18 governorship election in the state. In its effort to reduce the mortality rate of women in Adamawa, the state government is set to begin vaccination of young girls between the ages of 9 and 14 against the human papilloma virus responsible for cervical cancer in women on Monday. This was disclosed by the chairman of the State Primary Healthcare Agency, Dr. Suleiman Bashir, on Friday in Yola. Bashir said the exercise would begin on Monday in the 21 local council areas of the state. He said the vaccination is expected to last for 5 days. In foreign news, Sudan's de facto leader has warned the United Nations that his country's war will spill over into neighboring African states. In a speech, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan also urged the international community to designate his opponents, the Rapid Support Forces RSF, a terrorist group. Meanwhile, RSF leader Hamdan Dagalo said he was prepared for a ceasefire. Since April, Sudan has been embroiled in a civil war that has killed thousands of people. Back in 2021, the two generals staged a coup, but in recent months, a power struggle between them has led to them men taking up arms against each other. Speaking to the UN on Thursday, General Burhan said his party was open to peace talks and wanted to put an end to the war and alleviate the suffering of our people, but said the RSF refused. A well-known satirical cartoonist in Tunisia has been released after several hours of questioning by the police. The family of Tawfiq Omrani said he has been told that he must attend a court hearing in Tunis next week. Omrani was detained on Thursday for allegedly insulting the Tunisian Prime Minister Ahmed Hachani in his cartoons. Hachani was appointed by President Kais Saied, who seized almost all executive powers in Tunisia just over 2 years ago. In sports, Julian Nagelsmann has been given 9 months to revive flaming Germany ahead of hosting Euro 2024 after being named as the sacked Hansi Flick's successor as national team coach on Friday. Germany sacked Flick with the national team struggling. The German Football Association fears another embarrassing performance in a major tournament, this time as hosts at next year's European Championships. Former Bayern Munich boss Nagelsmann has signed a deal until the end of next July, allowing the 36-year-old to leave after Euro 2024. Flick, who became the first coach in Germany's history to be sacked, had won just 4 of 17 matches leading up to his dismissal and took the team to a disappointing group stage exit at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. FC Copenhagen goalkeeper Kamil Grabara received death threats after posting a derogatory comment about Galatasaray on social media, said his wife. Ex-Liverpool player Grabara, 24, used an expletive to refer to Galatasaray before editing the post to use a similar expletive to describe the game. It came after Copenhagen threw away a 2-goal lead in the final 4 minutes of normal time in their Championship League game in Turkey on Wednesday. On Thursday, his wife shared screenshots of threatening messages sent to her. And that has been Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bolawala Makinde. Good evening and enjoy your weekend.